Okay, this is the electric load center. Breaker box, service panel, call it what you will. One thing I know about this box is that it's not original to the structure. So what am I not seeing? I'm not seeing a green tag from a building permit. I'm seeing that the wires had to be extended and want for it. I've gone in here, I've opened 3 of these. This is my second time to open this one, but I know it'll work, no surprises. Okay, but that's copper to copper. Alright, so I know that I'm not finding aluminum wiring, okay? So I did that just to make sure. Alright, that it wasn't quote unquote pigtailed. So I don't see, this is your neutral. It's wrapped with white tape like it's supposed to be. L1 and L2 are supposed to have plastic covers on them. If you don't know that's hot, you don't belong in this box. I get that. But they're supposed to have plastic neoprene covers to keep people from electrocuting themselves. Okay, what else have we got? See, L1 and L2, it comes in through this big hole. And they have these big holes in different places because when they manufactured this box, they knew it was going to go into a lot of different houses. They didn't know where L1 and L2 was coming from. See all these smaller holes? Knockouts? See all those? Those are for all these wires. Okay, you're not supposed to bring more than 2 cables in the cabinet at a time. Well, that's a lot of trouble, bud. We're just like knocking one of these big ones in here. We'll fish all that wire through there. It's called bundling. Now, bundling is very common. I hate to discount my work. Even the illustration that I use inside of my inspection report is somewhat apologetic, and I hate discounting my work. I got a little bundling going on at my house too, but it's wrong. It's wrong. You're not supposed to have 2. And since they were replacing the cabinet, they had an opportunity at that point to come in and do it right. Now, come in and do it right now is probably past the, the diminishing returns, if you will, but they had a chance to do it right. Oh, but they'd have to get a permit to do it right, right? Okay, now what is this? This is a sheetrock screw. Sheetrock screw, really? Yeah. Got another one in there? Maybe. Got one in here, you're just kind of holding it wide right there, not even holding on to anything, just adding a little pressure. Really? Sheetrock screws, huh? Oh, there's a sheetrock screw right there. Sheetrock screws are faster, I get it. Okay? They're tight, they're fast, and they break. They don't have the same shear strength as nails do. Even the manufacturer's installation instructions has a picture of a hammer and a nail. I mean, they don't make it, you can't get any more clearer than that. They're not even it's not even open for interpretation. It's nails. So if this home was to experience a tornado, for example, your garage gets blown up, I get it. You've already got a bad day. What are you worried about, bud? But if it was nailed in instead of screwed in, it might actually stay onto some lumber so that the fire department doesn't have, the first responders don't have to step over a sparky box. This will pop out like a pimple. You're supposed to have 1/8 of an inch maximum distance between the cabinet and the drywall. That's your fire blocking right there. You got too big of a gap. Too big of a gap. What else? What do we don't have? What we don't have is we do not have the bonding location labeled. We've got a single ground. Alright, that was okay in 1964, but when this cabinet, it's got a surge protector, it hasn't been too long. When this cabinet was replaced, you're supposed to have 2 groundings. You're supposed to have 2 grounds and you've only got 1. Oh, bud, and bonding location is not labeled, I already said that. Are you through yet? Not quite. You see that right there? That's handwriting. Okay, see where it says danger? That's printing. Now the manufacturer and the code says they think that this should be printed, not handwritten. You can't even read that. What does that breaker go to? I have no idea. I can't read that. I can't read that. Oh, and that? No, it's supposed to be printed. Is that going to change the way any of this operates? No. Is it right? No. It doesn't happen to be right. Speaking of what's not right, what is this? Dryer AC. Dryer AC. You're going to see in a video coming up that our condensing unit requires 40 amps. This is a 30 amp breaker. So this breaker will trip before the condensing unit is in a critical mode. So that would cause nuisance trips. Now the irony is, in 7 years or 5 years or 17 years, whenever you replace the condensing unit, that'll probably be the right size breaker at the time. But in the meantime, you're running a nice hot August on a 30 amp breaker on a 40 amp condensing unit. I don't know what to tell you. I hope it doesn't trip. That's what I'm going to tell you. I hope it doesn't. And we're not supposed to have debris in the box either. There's actually a code for that. Can you believe that? But you wouldn't have got a building permit if you had the gaps and the dust in there, and you didn't have your caps on there, and you had your bundling. All that stuff. Anyway, just saying. So what did we learn? We learned that we got handwriting. We learned that we got dust. We learned that we got gaps. We learned that we got screws. We learned that we've got bundling. We learned that we do not have neoprene covers. We learned that our bonding location is not labeled. And we learned that we don't have enough juice going to the condensing unit.